What up, peeps? It's your boy, Church Boy, back again with another video just for you. How y'all doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well out there, man. Yo, you guys know I'm still on Pink Floyd. I'm still rocking with Pink Floyd. And the song that was recommended to me is Run Like Hell. And the title alone is definitely taking me to a place. I remember a few times where I had to run like hell, and I'm thinking about one right now. Yeah, man. But yeah. So without further ado, this is Pink Floyd performing "Run Like Hell." Let's do this. Okay, sounds like Rocky. Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger. Nope. They're in the key of D. I'm lost on the lyrics. Is that a delay on that guitar riff? Let me go back to it. That is that delay? Sounds like delay. And this is really one of the reasons I know I'm not too old to start practicing, but I really want to pick up guitar because I not only want to play well, but I want to use some of those cool effects that the guitarists get to use. Bass players, we don't get to use effects. You know, if you plug our bass in, make sure we have good amplification. But that's it. You know, we don't get the fancy pedals. We don't get the cool sounding effects. We don't get to stand out in the front and spread our legs wide and rock out. We don't get that. We get to stand in the back with shades on, with no expression, you know. It's cool, though. It's cool. I think that's a delay. Okay. Now, the first set of lyrics I didn't understand. But yeah, hey, man, you taking your girlfriend out tonight? Hey, park out of sight. You know, hey, and you don't want to get caught trying to pick anybody's lock. You know, yeah. Hey, listen, I was 15, 16, 17 before going on my first date, you know, as a young boy, you know. I think I went on my first date, was it 17? 17? Yeah. I recall, you know, having a chaperone, whatever, and, you know, you go to the drive-in and, you know, yeah, during the movie, you doing things, not trying to get all, but yeah, I remember trying to do things in that back seat. Yeah, yeah, I recall, but the lyrics before this, I didn't get. I'm kind of lost. I'm lost. I'm loving the groove. They did something. They went somewhere. They're going. Let me try it. Let me try it. Oh, jeez, I'm about to butcher it. They're indeed there. And then they end up going to the E. And then the F. And then they did this. They went. And yeah, it's crazy. And they go back to the D. Yeah, I like it. I like the change up. It is a bit odd though. It is odd, but I like it. I definitely liking the drum pattern. The drum pattern is very attractive. Of course, it when it came in, it sounded just like "Eye of the Tiger" from the Rocky movie, and it's definitely making me think about Rocky Balboa. Whoever sings "Eye of the Tiger," great groove. But yeah, this song definitely reminds me of it. I thought they were going somewhere else lyrically. When I read the title, "Run Like Hell," I'm thinking like, okay, I thought they were going to talk about a horrible situation, and it made me think of a particular situation when I was a kid, where my twin brother and I had to run like hell, But them referencing the back seat of the car, the situation in the back seat of the car, and taking your girlfriend on a date, that kind of changes things for me there. But I thought they were going somewhere else. But I don't know. Let's let them continue on. I love that guitar track that's going. Dun, 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 dun. I love that track that's going. I love the track they set aside for the guitar player. I love like those little minute sounds that you can kind of pick up in the background where the engineer just mixed it perfectly. I love that. Yeah, that's fire. I can ride that. Riding down the street with this. This is it. That sucks. Yeah. That's a dope groove. That's a dope groove, man. Yeah. That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, I thought they were going somewhere else, man. When I see "Run Like Hell," you guys gotta enlighten me. You guys gotta let me in and break these lyrics down for me, man. But it's when I see "Run Like Hell," it's man. I remember a situation when I was in seventh grade. I was in seventh grade, mid-school year, and I come from a blood neighborhood. All right. So I was affiliated with the Bloods. All right. But throughout the school year in seventh grade, our middle school, it was it was in a Crip neighborhood. So you knew you had the Bloods versus the Crips, Crips versus the Bloods. And my twin brother and I had cultivated a friendship, with this Crip. His name was Keith. And Keith's brother was the leader of the Crips. And his brother would occasionally show up to the school. And this particular day, Keith's brother showed up to the school and he was starting trouble. He was out of school. He wasn't even in school. He was out of school, and he was starting trouble with the Bloods from my neighborhood. And of course, I'm not a Blood, I'm not a Blood at the time, and I'm just like, hey, these are just the guys that I'm affiliated with. We were from the same neighborhood. And the thing is, because we were from the same neighborhood, we would all walk one particular way home. And there was an argument between the Bloods and the Crips. The Crips were on one side of the street, Bloods were on this side of the street, and the Crips started arguing with the Bloods right as all the Bloods crossed the street and kind of gathered in this parking lot, still on the way home. And the argument kept going and going, and my twin brother and I, stupid heads, were standing there, watching the action. And Keith, of course, on the side of the Crips with his brother, he kept looking at us, and we were looking at him. We were looking at Keith, and he's looking at us, and he was saying nothing. He wasn't yelling like everyone else, and a couple minutes go by, and I don't know if Keith noticed something or heard someone on his side say something, but he looked at my brother and I because we were friends. He looked at my brother and I and said, I'm not going to say the exact word, but he said, "Run, N-word, run," and I looked at my brother and I was like, we got to go. So we started running, my brother and I. When we started to run, it caused the Bloods to start running, so we started running, and the Bloods who we are affiliated with, they started running, and which caused the Crips to chase, so we're running. Oh man, it seemed like we were running for miles, but we only ran 2 blocks, and the Crips were still chasing us. They were still chasing us, and in the midst of our running and all that foot traffic that was going on, I heard someone say, "Forget this, I ain't running." And we kind of slowed down. We looked back, and this guy from my neighborhood, his name is Nigel, he pulled out the biggest gun I've ever seen, and he just pulled it out and stopped, like he was about to shoot every Crip or any Crip who ran up on him. And briefly, my brother and I stopped, and everybody stopped to watch. It only took about 3 seconds, and then I was just like, I tapped my brother again. Let's go. And by that time, it was just me and my brother running. We started running. All the Bloods stayed there with him to kind of stand off, against the Crips. The Crips, when they saw the gun, they immediately turned around and ran the other way. But my brother and I, we were like, forget that. We are out of here. But I remember that situation very vividly because we were running like hell. We were afraid. We had never seen anything like that. And really, to this day, I appreciate Keith, because Keith could have just sided with his brother and not said anything to my brother and I, but because we were cool and we cultivated that friendship, he decided to warn us like, hey, run, and yeah, hey man, hey, if someone warns me about something, I'm going to take heed. I'm going to listen. Hey man, and I appreciate Keith to this day, for sending us that warning and sending us on our way. Like, go, get out of here, because something about to go down, and for him to be that young and recognize that and have that love and care in his heart for someone from the opposing neighborhood, as stupid as it is, yeah, man, I appreciate him to this day, man. But yeah, the title of this song makes me think of that situation, not the lyrics. The lyrics threw me. I love the music. The music was absolutely fire, but the title made me think of that situation. I'm not sure where they were going lyrically in the song though. Not sure where they were going, man. I understand, the date reference. I get that. That takes me back to a situation which I'm not going to talk about because it would be inappropriate. But yeah, I didn't know where they were going. You guys got to let me know. You guys got to let me know because a lot of these lyrics, these songs that I listen to, really they go right over my head, and I'm sorry. I can't decipher it, man. But let me know what I missed. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But above anything else, love each other. Take care of each other. Peace. God bless.